Hi guys, Chris here from Azon Ultimatum with day 2 of the 30-day challenge. In this video I want to cover the structure that we'll be using, or you'll be using, or we both will be using to build the sites. Again, you can take, as Bruce Lee said, you can take what is useful to you and discard what isn't. That's what I recommend you doing. I'm not saying my way is absolutely the best way. Of course I'm not saying that, but it's the way I've built Amazon sites, have success with them and get them ranked. So if you're brand new, obviously you're going to take a lot of it. If you're more experienced and you have got a way of working or whatever, you listen to me, what I'm saying, and you sort of think, well, I'm not going to use that, I'm going to stick with my own way, that's fine too. But whatever you do, whatever path you decide to take and whatever sort of methods you're using, try and join in with the 30-day challenge. The main thing I'm doing with the challenge is just 3 different tiers. Obviously the more the better. This 30-day challenge has been created to help you sort of get some momentum and get the sites out there, because that is the #1 deciding factor on your success online with anything, and that's getting the content out there. I've dealt with hundreds of different clients, spoke to lots of brilliant people and helped a lot of people make money online, and always the #1 thing before anything else, not even lack of knowledge comes above this one. It's momentum, and it's getting the content out there and getting the sites out there. It's the hardest thing. So hopefully you enjoy this, you'll go through it, and it will give you sort of a guide to follow. So you're literally going through and making some money as you're doing it and getting more done, I dare say it, than you would normally, because you're going through and you got someone like myself telling you how to do it, and so to eliminate the questions. So I'm going to cover the structure and the theme I use and why I use it. Bear in mind, as we go through, you can use a free theme as well. It'll work just as well. You don't get... the reason I picked the theme, I'll go through it, is because of the SEO benefits. But like I say, you could use a free theme in place of it. I'll also tell you the difference between pages and posts and how I recommend using each one. And I will also go through that with you and show you how you can get... We're going to move into like content creation, so don't worry about that if you're stuck on the content. But I'm going to show you through very briefly what the actual content should contain. Okay, so the first thing we cover for day 2 is the structure, and I thought for that I would show you this example site. I brought it up a few times in different places. It's just a good example site because what it does is it's just got a page and a post on it, so it's keeping it very simple. Now, how I recommend you do your sites, again, there's challenges. So for 5 sites is bronze, for 10 sites is silver, and for 15 sites is gold, and I might add another one in there for those of you that are really going to go for it. Maybe 50 sites, maybe 30, I'm not sure yet, but I'll add that in there. Okay, so your sites are just a WordPress blog, and they start out like this. So you've got, I'll talk about the theme first and why we're using it, and then I'll tell you about the pages and posts and what they're used for. So firstly, the theme. I know it looks pretty basic. It's very white looking and it's very sort of very basic. There's not any like graphics and bells and whistles going off. I get asked this sometimes, like, why are you using such a basic theme? To be honest, it works really well with SEO, not because it's a basic theme. I'm going to explain why in a minute, but I'll be absolutely honest, I'm not really bothered how the site looks, because here's the thing. What you want to do, what we're trying to do, especially with the 30-day challenge, is get the sites up and out there and test different markets. So you shouldn't be, in my opinion, again, you shouldn't be worried about the aesthetics of your site before you're making any money. If it's just a sort of blank looking site and it does the job and it gets people through to Amazon and they purchase products and you're making commissions, then you've got a site that you may well go back to and say, I tell you what, I want this to look really nice, this is a good site, and then by all means change the theme and have a play about with the existing theme. But because sales, as we covered on day one, because it's a numbers game, the number one thing you can do is not get wrapped up in trying to make it perfect. There's perfection, in my opinion, again, going back to, I read a lot of self-help stuff and books like that help motivate myself, because everyone needs to stay motivated, and it comes up time and time again. Perfection is just an excuse for not doing anything. Again, that's just a perception, might not be entirely true for everyone, but I find that with myself, it is, because you sort of think, it's got to be perfect, it's got to be this, and in actual fact you end up getting nothing out there and saying, well, it wasn't perfect. You could see, and again use me as an example, my videos, my sites as you see here, the content on them, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm almost positive that my videos, if you're really good at videos and you do all flashy videos, you could see mine and you think, what the hell is he doing? It's really sort of, I'm just speaking to you like we're having a conversation, there's no bells and whistles going off, but it works, it gives you the content. Hopefully you get from me the content and you get some use and some value from it, so it works, it doesn't have to be perfect. The same with my content. If you go through it with a fine-tooth comb, I'm willing to bet you find spelling mistakes in there, punctuation problems, and all sorts wrong with it. The fact is, it works when people land on the site. I know, because this actual site with two pages, a page and a post, is making sales, and it's not perfect content. It is working in a certain way, but the message that is conveyed is good. I've got real value there, and that's why people are buying from it. So that's just for those of you that are sort of getting bogged down, like, I'm not sure what to do, or what. It doesn't have to be perfect. My number one advice would be to get started. And you can use this 30-day challenge to help. So, back to the site. Digressing a bit there, but back to the site, you've got a page and a post. And quite simply, the reason I use this theme, you'll find the theme, a link to the theme underneath this video. In the text underneath this video. And the reason I use this theme is, one, Matt Cutts uses it, and I talk about Matt Cutts a lot. I'll tell you why. Matt Cutts is the head of the web spam sort of SEO division at Google. So this is a guy from Google. Who better to follow? Who better to look at the way he formats his site and follow that as a base for ours? I mean, there's no better, because you can have, again, this is just my way of thinking, but everyone in SEO, so everyone wants to know how to rank a website, but you can have all of them, and you could say, do you work for Google? Do you know? Have you got a sort of white paper or some blueprint from Google themselves that have said how to rank a website? And if they say no, then they don't know for sure. The same as myself. Everyone is just trying to work out what Google wants, listening to videos that Google releases, seeing what works to get other people ranked, and then implementing that into their own sites. What I'm saying is this: go straight to the horse's mouth. I'm not calling Matt Cutts a horse, by the way. But go straight to the horse's mouth, straight to the main guy. This is the chief of the web spam team and the SEO. Who better to know? So you get a real insight, and all he's got, this is the main thing, is good content. I know he's not selling Amazon products, but it doesn't matter. He's got good content that links through. You see these links, they link through to relevant content pertaining to what he's just written. So that is as simple as it gets, and the theme I recommend you use, again you'll find a link underneath this video, is StudioPress. StudioPress, you can go, when you go through, you'll find this here, and you've got all sorts that you could do. You've got all these themes. I'll just show you. Now we just use this for the Amazon sites, Genesis Framework. It's HTML5, really good. You could use any of these. If you're following through the 30-day challenge, I recommend you just use the standard Genesis Framework. See details and pricing. $60. Okay, they have also got an offer on, I'll just see if I can find it for you, Studio Press. I know they've got an offer on because I actually bought it. Here we go, get all our themes, see details, $399, and you get every single theme on there, and you get all of these. So that will really help you if you've got well, if you're looking to do more websites, or like you need different themes. So it's really good, and you can be sure that they're all coded really well to rank. So that's what I recommend you do. Now quickly, I won't make the video too much longer. I know I am terrible for long videos. I start off wanting to tell you something and then have loads more. So yeah, I won't make it too much longer. I just wanted to quickly say, so once you've got the theme, what we're doing, and I know I keep banging on about this, is so you understand the structure before we start the work. You've got a website, a WordPress website with a page. Your pages will be across the top. If you end up with lots of pages, you can make it a drop-down box, but they will be product reviews. So this one is the Fuge Tech gaming projector. And the pages, say if I had another review here, they would all be pages. And you got your pages appearing at the top, and the posts part of your site, which will appear every time you write a new post. So if I wrote a new post on this site, it's going to appear above this one. They will deal with keywords. So something for your notes, you'll know from day one, I recommend a pen and a paper. Something for your notes, just to write down. Studio Press, Genesis theme, that's what I recommend. You don't have to use it, use a free one, or whatever one you want will work. It's just Genesis, gives you some really good SEO sort of boost because you can customize the header and the description tag. And then you want to write in your notes, pages equals products, or pages equal product reviews, and posts equal keyword driven posts, so you know that they're for keywords. And that's pretty much it for today. You understand the structure. I recommend, if you're taking this seriously, you grab the Genesis theme from the link below, and tomorrow we will start to deal with niche selection, and I'll give you a really fast, easy way of how to pick a product, and we'll talk about that. We're actually, because we've got 30 days, we actually spend about 3 or 4 days on niche selection. I'll give you some ways of doing it, and I'll explain how Amazon works and how it does the work for us. And you will also get your first task tomorrow, which is to pick some products to promote. Okay guys, so I'll leave the video there. I hope you understand the structure. As always, add me on Twitter. That's right below this video. If you scroll right down, you'll see the Twitter. Add me on Google+, because these videos will also be posted there, and then you can ask me questions. So if you've got any questions, and you can follow along, and I'll be adding some other stuff as well that I can't do in the space of a video. But I hope you're enjoying it. I hope it gives you a real push to get this stuff up and out there, and you have fun with it and make some money. Okay guys, grab the Genesis theme from the link below this video, or the site builder spots. There's basically, I've opened up a few of them. I can't keep them open much longer because, one, it's not fair on the people that have bought, and two, it's just too much work. So if you do want a spot, that won't be open for much longer, but you can grab a spot there. Okay guys, and I will see you in day 3. Cheers.